Think about the millions of students grinding through exams today. It is a highly stressed and mechanized routine. But thousands of years ago, this same geography hosted a system of learning so effective it drew scholars from across the known world. The civilization that once calculated planetary orbits and pioneered advanced surgery now faces a difficult paradox. Millions of graduates holding degrees, yet unable to find work in the fields they spent years studying. To understand the origin of this mismatch, we have to look at the original model, the Gurukuls. In these ancient academies, education centered on forging character and practical wisdom, equipping the student to navigate the complexities of life and civic duty. That unified approach to human development scaled up. Centuries before the first European university opened its doors, India built sprawling university centers like Nalanda and Takshashila, housing tens of thousands of students and massive specialized libraries. The curriculum at these centers was exceptionally broad. A single student would master mathematics and astronomy alongside philosophy, medicine, and ethics. They preserved this knowledge through a scientific oral tradition, recording their theories onto intricate palm leaf manuscripts. The instruction method relied on the student defending their logic. The guru-student relationship prioritized fierce debate, forcing learners to internalize the why behind every what. By requiring students to constantly test their ideas against their peers and teachers, this framework provided the intellectual infrastructure for centuries of breakthroughs in mathematics, linguistics, and philosophy. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the British East India Company faced a logistical crisis. As their territorial control expanded, they realized they lacked the British personnel required to manage an empire of this scale. They needed a native administrative workforce. In the 1830s, Thomas Babington Macaulay introduced a policy mandate designed to restructure the objective of Indian learning from the ground up. The mechanism for this shift was language. By mandating English as the sole medium of higher instruction, the policy severed the local population from thousands of years of native scientific and philosophical literature. The objective was no longer to produce independent innovators or scientists. Instead, the system was designed to generate a class of individuals capable of executing British orders and managing colonial ledgers. Classroom mechanics changed. The active, debate-driven learning of the Gurukul was replaced by rigid formations, standardized textbooks, and a focus on strict obedience to the curriculum. Through deliberate financial starvation, funding and prestige were diverted from traditional centers exclusively into British-approved institutions. Because social standing now required entry into the colonial network, traditional knowledge systems withered away. Over a few generations, the purpose of learning shifted. The pursuit of intellectual expansion was replaced by a high-stakes mechanism for basic economic survival within a foreign bureaucracy. When the British left in 1947, the administrative infrastructure they built remained in place. India achieved independence, but the educational framework survived, eventually becoming the hyper-competitive, exam-focused machine of today. The modern symptoms are clear: a high-pressure focus on standardized marks, rote memorization, and a billion-dollar coaching industry training students to navigate tests. They are caught in a structural trap. Millions are locked into rigid academic streams that consume years of effort, while providing few of the practical skills needed for the modern job market. Between soaring tuition fees and uneven access to quality schools, the inherited system acts as a massive filter, gatekeeping success rather than cultivating the diverse range of talent the country needs. Addressing this structural flaw requires reclaiming the philosophy of the ancient blueprint and synthesizing it with modern global demands. This involves merging the character-building and critical debate methods of the Gurukuls with modern digital innovation and STEM training. It also requires a shift toward multilingual instruction. Allowing students to master complex concepts in the languages they speak at home removes the initial barrier to high-level reasoning and restores a sense of intellectual agency. Merging these indigenous methods of inquiry with modern technology offers a scalable way to build a workforce that is both technically skilled and capable of independent innovation. India has the historical precedent to build a highly effective learning system. By rewriting its educational operating system, the country can once again forge thinkers, builders, and leaders. finally moving past the era of the colonial clerk.